Welcome back, guys. This is another delirious track guide, and this is round number 3 of the Schick Global GT3 Series, and we're at Imola. And just remember, a disclaimer time, this is not the how to set up your car. This is the delirious approach on how I would drive this track. So here we're looking at braking points, turning points, as well as the exit points and some of the runoffs that you're able to use around the track. So we know that the temperature is starting to drop as we change seasons into autumn. I am still using the loose setup. I have taken the hard tires. It took me 2 or 3 laps just to get them up to temperature and get the lap in. And just remember that this series is proudly brought to you by Schick, LuxuryTime Premium Timepieces, Bulldog Skincare for Men, and nag.co.za. Let's get into it. So as we now cross the start-finish line, we start moving to the left, then drift to the outside. That little orange piece on the right-hand side, that is the first point that we're going to be looking for, because just after that there's a service road, and that's the point that we want to be braking. So we approach the braking point. Now you can see on the brakes, braking in a straight line. And what I'm doing is I'm aiming for this project car sign here on the right hand side, because this is where I want to turn in and hit the apex on the left. So you want to be aiming for the inside, because you can take a lot of the curb here, and if you are still finding that you're not able to ride it, just check those damper settings and soften them up a little bit. So now that the car has landed, you can see I'm on a full throttle already, setting myself up for the curb on the right hand side. This curb I'm going to ride as well, but also keep my foot flat when I'm going through here. So here you can set yourself flat over the curb, but stay away from the curb on the inside here, because this will unsettle the car because of the speed that you're carrying coming out of the corner. So here we're looking for the 50 board. This is going to be where we're going to get that car slow down, get the weight on the nose. We're then going to be turning in, aiming for this inside curb again, and you'll see taking a lot of curb. That's with the intention to stay as far left as possible to now set you up for this right-hander. Again, you set yourself up, get that curb, but just be careful the runoff on the outside is that the track limits here are very, very tight, so you do not want to get your right-hand wheels touching that line. So I'm looking for the 50 board, and this is going to be where I'm going to get hard on the brakes, gearing down to second gear. Now hard on the brakes in a straight line with the intention to use the start of this curb as your turning point. And remember, you want to get yourself a nice late apex here to get yourself up the hill. So similar to what I did at Watkins Glen at turn number 9, get the car turned in, just be patient on that throttle, but do add a little bit of throttle going through the apex so that you're able to keep that car turning and rotating to give you maximum drive coming up the hill. So for turn number 8, we want to be looking out for the 50 board. It's going to be coming up on the right. There it is there. So on the brakes. Now we want to be braking in a straight line and just gearing down 2 gears. And you can see slowly feeding the car in towards the apex. So you are able to just touch the inside, but don't climb that curb too much, because it will unsettle you. It generally bounces you off the outside of the track. And just watch those track limits on the outside. Now we head down towards Aqua Minerali, which has 2 braking phases. Phase 1 will be to brake at the 50 meter board, turning that car in, ride the curb, and then set yourself up just before you see the outside of this curb. You can see I'm on the brakes, getting this car ready to gear down. I'm going to turn in, ride a lot of this curb on the inside, accelerating through the corner. Just be careful, don't go too wide here on your exit of turn number 10, because the track limits are very tight here. Now we're heading towards the outer chicane, and what we're looking for is just past the 100 board. There's this little black line. That is going to be my braking point, but braking in a straight line all the way up until the 50, which at this point, this is where I want to turn in and start preparing that straight line through this chicane. So now I start to come off the brakes, get the car turned in. You can see I'm taking a lot of the inside curb on the right hand side, but then setting the car up for the left. Again, a nice late turn in there, but now that's just opened up the corner, and as that car lands, I'm on the power and getting myself on the exit. Be careful of the green stripe on the outside. That is the no-go zone. So only 3 corners left, and this is through turn number 13, then into Revaza. But you'll see just over here there's a little bump. You want to be braking before that bump. If you go over the bump then try and hit the brakes, the car is extremely unsettled. So from the trackside view, here's the little bump. Just be careful, get on the brakes before and use that compression from the car once you go down it to help you slow the car down. So braking in a straight line, and I'm using the Project Cars 2 sign on my right hand side as my reference. This is where I'm going to start turning in and start aiming for the inside curb. Again, make sure that you're riding this curb because it's going to help rotate the car and set you up for the last corner of Revaza. So the track limits on the exit here are very tight, so just get into the habit of not using the runoff area because it's definitely going to help you with those time penalties. You can see holding third gear up onto the curb once again and making sure that you don't go too wide on the exit here because the green stuff is again that no-go zone. And now it's time to put it all together in one beautiful orchestrated symphony. So thank you very much guys for watching, and I hope there was something you were able to take out of this track guide. If you'd like to watch the live racing, join us on Monday night at 8 o'clock CAT. And just remember, the Schick Global GT3 Series is proudly brought to you by Schick, LuxuryTime Premium Timepieces, Bulldog Skincare for Men, and nag.co.za. See you on Monday night. Thanks for watching. Yos.